to the phones once again. Here is Titus in Pittsburgh. Titus, I love saying that name. It's a great name. How'd you get that name? I mean, were you named after somebody in particular, or like the Roman emperor, or what?
Well, I was named after my grandfather, Titus North, who was born in Pittsburgh in 1881.
Okay, and I'm guessing that he was named after wasn't that a Roman emperor, I think?
It was a Roman emperor, and it was also, there's a book in the Bible, the book of Titus, Saul had written letters
to. Okay. All right, anyway, what's on your mind? I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent there.
Well, I've been involved in the peace movement since the Vietnam War. And I ran for Congress twice on an anti-war platform.
Okay.
And I cannot believe how so many people who are outraged by the Iraq war and other warmongering can possibly support Hillary. Trump is the peace candidate in this election, and Hillary is a real risk for starting World War III by this unnecessary saber-rattling with Russia.
Say that again, because I've been trying to tell people that very thing. I've been trying to make that point from time to time when this stuff comes up. You have been in the peace movement. You said that yourself. Say that again.
My whole life.
Yeah.
Since the Vietnam War. I've been in the peace movement since the Vietnam War.
So you're...
I ran for Congress.
Well, okay,
but Congress twice.
Okay, and you have been true to this. You've been consistent. That's what you're telling me.
Absolutely.
And so between these two candidates, see, this is part of why, if I may interject here for just a moment, this is part of why Donald Trump is despised by some of the mainstream Republicans, because they are very much, these neocons are very much, look what got us into the Iraq war in the first place, right?
That's absolutely right.
Afghanistan was one thing. We were, I don't know whether you agree with us or not, because maybe you don't, because you're a peace guy, type of guy, but most people would agree that when we went into Afghanistan after 9/11, that was a righteous war. But then, what in the hell did we do in Iraq? We were lied to about that. I firmly believe that. And we went into Iraq and we wrecked the place, and now the Middle East, and it's been one thing after another, and the Obama administration and Hillary Clinton doubled down on it. It's just a huge mess. So once again, your point about these two candidates is what?
Well, it's Hillary is the war candidate. She's the warmonger. Trump is the peace candidate. Now, the way he talks is a little bit bellicose sometimes, but if you examine what he's talking about, he is so proud of his ability to make deals. What are deals? Deals, that's diplomacy. And he says he could get along fine with Russia. That doesn't mean he's Putin's pawn, but there's no reason for us to be having a war with Russia. Why? As Secretary of State, Trump said that Hillary was the, the godmother of ISIS. He's got a real point. As Secretary of State, she transferred more than $60 billion in weaponry to Saudi Arabia. At the same time, her Clinton Foundation was receiving tens of millions of dollars in donations from the Saudis, and we know, and she knew at the time, that the Saudis were supporting ISIS. Joe Biden's made speeches where he talks about Saudi and Kuwaiti, Qatari support for ISIS. And for over a year now, she's been calling for a no-fly zone over Syria. Now, what does that do? ISIS doesn't have any planes. ISIS is being targeted by Syrian and Russian planes. So if you have a no-fly zone over Syria, it simply protects ISIS. And even our chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Joseph Dunford, he told the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, I believe on September 25th, that enforcing a no-fly zone over Syria would mean war with Russia.
Yeah, because Russia's not going to stand down to a no-fly order by the United States, and then what are we going to do? We're going to shoot down one of the Russian planes, or are we then going to tuck our tail and run? Either way, you got a problem, right?
And why should we be Why should we be protecting ISIS from the Russian Air Force?
Exactly. So thank you for making the point. I've been trying to make this point every time this comes up. I keep saying, one of the reasons that Trump is, would you agree that one of the reasons Trump is despised by the Republican, top elite types and the establishment Republicans is because he's really not one of them. He's not on the same page with this stuff. And he actually flies in the face of their stuff, of their agendas.
You're absolutely right. That's why you have the No Trump movement, which is from the neocons. It's from the very same people who brought us the Iraq war. By the way, the same people that Hillary claims she's got these people from the Republican foreign policy establishment supporting her. She does. They are the neocons.
Right.
It's Wolfowitz is supporting her. Robert Kagan's supporting her. And, of course, the person who started all of this mess in the Ukraine was somebody that Victoria Nuland, who had been Dick Cheney's foreign policy advisor, and then she elevates her to be the spokeswoman for the Pentagon. I mean, for the State Department. Now, I taught foreign policy at Pitt for 5 years, so this is not just stuff I looked up on the internet a couple days ago. This is stuff I've been studying, my entire life, and I'm just so amazed that people from the so-called peace movement of the Democratic Party, the same people who were supporting Bernie Sanders because they thought he was more peaceful.
Yeah. Why
wouldn't they support Trump, who's even a better peace candidate than Sanders? I mean, Sanders wanted to continue with sanctions against Russia. He's still kind of belligerent to Russia. Trump is a peace candidate. He's for non-intervention. He's for making deals and not making wars.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. But there's a lot that I don't understand of the Hillary supporters. I just don't. I just don't get it. It's not rational. Titus, I love talking with you. And I'm so glad you made these points. And obviously you know what the hell you're talking about. That was pretty evident from the beginning. Not just because of your point of view, but you clearly see the difference between these two. You clearly cut through the crap here when you're analyzing, at least on the foreign policy aspect of it. You probably have differences with Donald Trump otherwise, but fine. But on that one point, you are so right. And I've been trying to tell people this for a long, long time. Titus, thank you for the call, man. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, 2:45 on KDKA.